A native of Sri Lanka, Dr. Mahabaduge received his bachelor's degree from the University of Colombo, and he holds a PhD from the University of Toledo. He joined our faculty as an assistant professor of physics in 2016. He teaches introductory physics courses as well as advanced courses in electricity and magnetism, thermodynamics, and renewable energy. Dr. Mahabaduge has repeatedly been recognized for his commitment to teaching. In 2017, he was selected as a University System of Georgia Scholarship of Teaching and Learning Fellow. This year, he was one of 18 educators in the state chosen to participate in the prestigious Governor's Teaching Fellow Award. He is also the recipient of this year's Georgia College Excellence in Teaching Award, and it is our tradition to have the recipient of that award to speak at our December ceremony. Please join me in welcoming an outstanding faculty member and teacher, Dr. Mahabaduge, as our keynote speaker. Hasitha.
Thank you, President Dorman. Graduating class of 2019. About 20 years ago, you were in kindergarten. You learned something, you graduated. Then you went to school. You learned something, you graduated. About 4 or 5 years ago, you came to college, learned some things, and graduated. And some of you then went to grad school, learned something, graduated. Kindergarten, learn, graduate, school, learn, graduate, and the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. I'm honored to be your commencement speaker for today. When I received the invitation to be your commencement speaker, I did exactly the same thing that all of you used to do for the past 4 to 5 years. When you received your homework assignments, I Googled it. While I was browsing through the internet to see what I should be saying, a bundle of joy crawled in. My now 15-month-old son, Nikit, came to my room holding a toy. And sure enough, that toy was playing a nursery rhyme. One of the popular nursery rhymes, if you're happy and you know it, that nursery rhyme was playing. I thought, this is one of the happiest days of your lives. So, on this special day, let me take your memories back to your very first graduation, your graduation from kindergarten. Most of you may not remember it, but parents and grandparents, well-wishers, they do remember that as of today. Let me be honest with you. Truth be told, soon after graduation, most of you will be doing what we call entry-level jobs. You wake up, go to work, maybe stare at a computer, and come back home. Work, wake up, work, home, stay at a screen, come back home, and the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round, all day long. All day long, you will be doing the same thing over and over and over again. How would you break this vicious cycle? Continue to learn. Anticipate the opportunities and practice and prepare yourself ahead. For example, it is true, I received this official invitation to be your commencement speaker about August of this year. However, preparation for this speech, not necessarily for this speech, but for this moment, it began 6 years ago. I joined Toastmasters to practice my public speaking skills. It actually goes a little further. Everything started when I was in grade 3, when I was asked to deliver the welcome speech in one of our Cub Scouting events. So my journey to this podium began in a village that none of you have ever heard of, Maybe only just one person in the audience have heard of the village where I was from. I was born in a small village called Payagala in the western part of Sri Lanka. If a person who was born thousands and thousands of miles away from here, literally around the other side of the globe, can come here and work for one of the most prestigious research labs in the world. Before I joined Georgia College, I worked at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, and then to deliver the commencement speech at one of the nationally preeminent public liberal arts universities, graduating class of 2019, you do not have any excuses not to achieve your goals. So the first point I want to leave with you is continue to learn. Be prepared and anticipate, and be prepared yourself. You prepare yourself ahead. So while I was jotting down these ideas, my son Nikit was still playing with his toy. And parents and grandparents, you can attest to this. Kids play the same nursery rhyme or the cartoon over and over and over again, that at some point you'll start hearing them in your sleep. The good thing for me was that helped me to look at those nursery rhymes a little differently. So the second point I want to share with you is because of that. Some of you may have already experienced it. If not, you will experience this sooner or later. Someone or something is going to break your heart. It can be a rejection letter from your dream company, or it can be from a person of your dreams, or even it can be the person whom you spent some time together and once thought it is the match made in heaven leaving you. If that ever happens to you, just think of what happened to Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. There is a thermodynamic principle. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty back together again. And within the physics curriculum here in Georgia College, we spent 2 semesters trying to understand why all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Therefore, this is not the time to discuss the physics of Humpty Dumpty. The takeaway message for you is, if things don't work exactly the way as you think it would work, there are things that you cannot bring back. If that ever happens to you, learn from that experience and move on. I know it's easy for me to say, and as humans, when we feel we cannot accept the rejection, when we are rejected, we may feel like the washed out itsy bitsy spider. Focus on the latter part. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again. Wait like the itsy bitsy spider until the sun comes, and then climb up. Graduating class of 2019, the final point I want to make is not an advice. It's a plea from a father of a 15-month-old son. I taught my son the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. I want my son to do the same, teach his children the same nursery rhyme, not the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. There was none, as extreme weather due to climate change has caused a drought. irrespective of your major, irrespective of your job, irrespective of where you would end up, you all can contribute to mitigate the adverse effect of climate change and global warming. As a physicist and researcher, I work to increase the efficiency of solar cells. As an educator, I guide my students here at Georgia College to conduct renewable energy workshops to local area elementary school students. As of now, my fight against climate change and global warming is purely selfish. I want my son to enjoy the world as I did. Graduating class of 2019, please help this selfish father to save this lovely planet for his son. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you can play a part to save this lovely planet. Graduating class of 2019, as of begin your next phase of your life, continue to learn and be prepared for future opportunities. When things don't work out as according to your plans, accept it or try it again or move on. And finally, as good global citizens, do your duty and join me saving this planet for future generations. Graduating class of 2019, at the very beginning I said, this is one of the happiest days of your lives. Parents and grandparents, well-wishers, you've been with this graduating class for about 20 so years. You may have sat for 2 or 3 graduating ceremonies, yet today is one of the happiest days of your lives as well. Faculty, we've been with these students for the past 4 or 5 years and seen their ups and downs, and then somehow we played our part to bring these students closer to their goals and dreams. It seems we are happy. Graduating class of 2019, if you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, clap your hand.